it's um one thing, the way I play mids, I hate especially on this map, I hate meeting like the other team. Um so I would try my best to mirror if possible. So what I do, first oh what I do first, I roll out Valley and I just do this simple jump that gives me some momentum, get the pack. And then the first thing I sticky is the demo first, who will be like around that area right there, where I just hit. I come out of Valley, and for a second I just stand here for like a little bit, and I kind of get like a little close and just spam wherever people are gonna be. So you can always expect scouts to be, they're gonna come out from choke, both of them from choke. They're gonna come out and play right here at the beginning of the mid. One soldier's gonna be up here, and one soldier's gonna be like up here or up here. Or if it's like one of those mids, a soldier's gonna be in the cafe, which is gonna be the roamer. Um, so what I do at the start of the mid, I just wait to see what the demo where the demo's gonna play, and I just mirror him. I hate meeting, like I said, because I feel like every time I meet, I don't get in a good position. Like let's say if I decide to play left, and he decides to meet us, I don't like this area here. I don't like this at all. So I just try to play like right here, but at the same time, their demo has a better positioning to spam me than I can to spam him. And I hate that.
So if it's okay to call like where we're going when I get to the mid.
Yeah, you can. Because
Huh.
speed. Okay, when you roll out on demo, it's like process. Speed doesn't matter, like how fast you get there. A lot of people. That's like I would say a common misconception where people think if you get to mid quicker on those maps like Sunshine or Process, is like you're gonna make a big difference. It's not really a big difference. You're just gonna get early spam in. It doesn't give you like a big advantage to get there quick. Um, so um, I guess they didn't put it on, right? Um, but yeah, you just what I do, I just yeah, you can get here, and then if you want to, it depends on what you guys want to do. Like, Roddy, if you want to meet them on mid, you can, but if you want to play rotate mids, that's even better. So like, if you guys are better at rotating mids, it's gonna work out for you guys, cause uh,
I think we are.
it's like again where I explained this in the I explained this earlier. I thought I did a map review on Sunshine, but I explained that if you get in one of those corners, those are like it fucks you guys over. And that's what I'm saying. If I play left side and they need us, and and any team that goes around this area, they're dead. And that's why I try to just like play that like that and just rely on play on my players to play high ground. Just try to take high ground. That way they have to like feel pressured. If they if that happens, what I can do, either the demo's gonna be too forward to even notice that, and we can catch them out, or they all have to rotate. I can walk for free and do like a lot of damage. I see they're gonna be in the corner, and I can just do this, like walk across on point. Cause I'm not gonna get pressured by anybody yet, unless there's somebody up here. But somebody should be dealing with that. So if somebody was to get in that corner, I would call soldiers to bomb. I would also put stickies all around anywhere, also exits in case they try to leave. But mostly my main focus is doing damage for my players to follow up. So if they're in that corner, I would put sticks down in case I can see where they're gonna walk into, and if I see them walking into these stickies, I would dead. But I wouldn't dead yet. I would just wait to see where they would go first. But yeah, that's the way you kind of play mids. It's like either you're playing to get picks and seeing who on the other team is caught out, and you can get those free picks, and then you play number ads, or you um play better positioning and seeing who can catch the other team out. So also yeah, okay. This is what I like to do. I like to not move. I just stand here and I would just spam where people are. So if people are in that side, I will spam them. If I see them rotating like that, I'm gonna spam them again. They're gonna take a lot of damage. I like this positioning because I can move anywhere, and I don't feel like I'm on a very awkward kind of slope like this area. Um, you can play here, but it's a little bit far back, but you're also in really good positioning. It's actually really good too. You can probably back up here if you see them walking, and you can just back up because you don't want to get too close. And then they have to like reach before you. That's my main focus, where I'm just looking at these people. Meanwhile, my team is trying to do something on the side, like fighting a scout over here or a soldier over here. I feel like a lot of times you can see where people are gonna be split from their main team. Yesterday I did a pregame and the other team's map was Sunshine, and we had this really good mid where I just played it like right here, kind of right-ish. I kind of called right, but we didn't rotate yet because there's two people who are fighting here, and we caught those two picks, and then we rotated a bit, buffed up, and also got them in a positioning where they can't leave to cafe or choke. So if people were to spawn, they wouldn't get supported by those people. And then what happened? We rotated over here, and they landed like near our they landed like near cafe or choke, and I just did a lot of damage, and we just killed them. So you can do that where you just like focus on high ground and seeing who you can catch out on mids and just play numbers. Again, also, yeah, meds should be like positioned over here ish, so she's far back or he's far back and doesn't take a lot of spam. So one scout should be on height. I like having one scout with me on the ground, but if they're both on height, that's okay. I should just be cautious of where I position in case somebody tries to run at me. So I should play a little bit distant and also close to my scouts so they can defend me. Um, Again, I hate going through here, but if you have to, it's like the only reason you should go here is just to cover up yourself from spam, you know, because they can't hit you. If you play like right here, you won't get spammed that much, but you have to like get out of there because it's like a really common spot to like spam. My one of my soldiers should be here, and one of my soldiers could be like behind them ish, or like trying to do something to like keep jumping around and just like seeing who can if you can do some good damage on people. But at the same time, I really like it when soldiers spam the other team like a lot, like medic getting medic weak and then having him go back to cafe, which means the people who are in still fighting, you can spam them out, and then I can probably like get fast enough to sticky that medic up. But I have my whole team focus like the players out here because they're not being buffed. That's another thing too. Um, but Scal's main focus is making sure you have high ground so you can deny any soldiers. At the same time, if you're moving, here's another high ground spot. You can also like almost reach like tower here. Moving, another one should be here. Moving should be here. You know, it's like repetitive. If you're cafe also, a scout can play near here and not like really like this spot because it's so distant from everyone or everywhere. Um, there's sometimes where there's like aggro miss where like um what I've seen a lot is when I play left side, like again I hate playing left, but one thing that happens that punishes us is when we go around here, demos can just go right here and just spam you so easily. So you have to like move back here, and then a soldier like would be like right here, and he would bomb us from there to over here, and that's like really good. Um, Obviously like a mispositioning thing, like we don't want to be there, but we ended up being there. So you can do stuff like that. Um, but yeah, mids, it's like seeing who can get the quickest pick at the same time and seeing who can get out of a bad positioning at the same time too. Um, so if you're like out here in the open, you want to keep moving and getting in a better positioning and seeing who can get quick enough. So like if you either fast right side and use a demo, come out here and just stand them, so they have to like move from that positioning, and then they're on the corner. You can call a soldier bomb, and then your scouts can go into them too, and stuff like that. A lot of times when that happens, you should also watch out for a scout that goes lower. A lot of scouts like to rat lower, and then like go into your medic like right here-ish. So you might want to be careful for that. And and at the pocket scout, you should also be careful of high bombs too. So you try to play near your medic and won't, make sure you won't get caught out. Um, yeah. So yeah, and then after that, let's say you guys won mid. After you guys won mid, um, I like going cafe if demo's up. Or actually, let's say both soldiers are down. That means you won't have to worry about high bombs. You won't have to worry about spam damage. What I like to do, I like to have a soldier buffed real quick. Like 250 is fine, and then jumps to choke can land up here or can land back here. That way he can see if he lands over here, he can see stickies here, 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 and here. Stickies and choke is like really hard to like put up and see, especially like really far back. So as a demo, I wouldn't put sticks there. So choke could be free, and also like I said, there's no soldiers, so you don't have to worry about high bombs. Just make sure the scout also clears stickies too. Um, After that, you walk out and clear stickies, whatever. I recommend like getting to like the left side. I If you go to the right side, you automatically put yourself in a spot where you're like even ground, or in a worse spot if they're up here. So I like to, and you can take your time with it. You can just walk up because they're not gonna do anything. You don't have to catch out anybody here because none of these people should be like super forward that they're gonna die. The people could die is like people out here. Like if you're already if you're already out here with like the combo and stuff, and the demo's like over here, you can catch him out easy. Just put sticks like that, so his only exits are dungeon and shutter, and he would need his team to help. But at the same time, he's gonna get fucked because he's out here. So that's why I always tell my team like don't go deep for anything like stupid, because like if you go deep for a like a lot of times my roamer like high bombs from valley into the shutter, and he always dies because there's gonna be he's basically taking on 1v3 with the medic, so it's not gonna turn out good for him. But yeah, just make sure you get on the high ground. Like if you just stay here and just spam like that, like with a soldier like over here, it's like you gotta lock down and you just gotta stack it for free. There's one of those maps where like if you won mid with like a lot of people up, you can easily take second on Sunshine. Um, kind of like Metalworks. Um, so yeah, now okay. Oh, another thing, if they do have soldiers, I would recommend going cafe, cause it's like I'll explain. So first of all, you check stickies here. You check sticks, especially up here. You can check these stickies. You check these. This one's a little bit noticeable, but if you're like focusing here and you go all the way to the left, you get that on. Sticks on pack, sticks here, and sticks there. So yeah, those are your. It should be really easy as a scout to spot them all. All you do just like I would recommend like hugging one of these walls real quick and going quickly. You can double jump if you want to, but um, I'm not sure how my scout does it. I think he just walks. He just like spot them, spot these, double jumps in the air to check these, and also can see this. Me at this time should be worried about the soldiers, so I'm gonna put sticks up here in case he lands, and put sticks up here in case he lands there too. And then at this moment, my scout and my other players should be seeing where these soldiers are, because those are our only priorities at this moment, because we're pushing to second, kind of a dry fight ish. But at the same time, we have like Ubrat or something, or we have number picks. It's like this like the purpose. So yeah, you should put sticks up like that. Have your medic bait like at the door, so he can like serve back to over here or to the pack, and we can get him easily. And I'm not too far from the medic, so I can just like go back like this and just type them. Same for scout too. But yeah, after that, soldiers die or they like back off or something, or they don't even bomb. Cool. Now you just walk up here and you just put sticks down. You also want to be careful of stickies here, or here. There's sometimes stickies in valley too, so you might want to be careful. If you go valley, that means you're like the flank. Obviously, this is like the flank side, so you want to be sure someone clears this area real quick, because anyone can just be hiding over here, and like bombs and like stops point. Um, Make sure someone's cleared this. Not a lot of times when there's not a lot of times where demos sticky this up. It's mostly like if it's like if you're holding second and you're down like two and you're trying to like do something for a force. A lot of teams bring Combo Valley and just like because it's like closer to any of these two chokes. So like you can send like a soldier to bomb and he won't have to struggle like doing a super duper high bomb up to like shutter or bats. The thing about this is like if you're a scout and you have to clear the stickies, it's like you could be dead. It's like at the same time, you can spot if there's stickies on these doors by just like quickly peeking. Like you don't even have to like peek all the way. You like just see it. But yeah. Um, like now you just get in second. Cool. If floaters are like having this locked down, like someone's up here and they see like no one's in, you could just walk up like that, I guess. I just want to be careful in case somebody tries and peek and poke. Um, but yeah, now you have second, cool. Um, at this point, even Ubers, I guess. So both meds lived on mid. Um, so first thing, I never lead. I never obviously like at the demo, you should never lead. Uh, into any of these doors. Um, Getting into lobby like pretty simple. I feel like a lot of teams are scared, but what I do if I'm like right here and I'm just waiting for a scout, I'm trying to peek shutter like that. So there's stickies here. There's nothing. I'll put stick like like that or like that. I could probably blast off stickies, but what I can do is have my flank, my scout or my soldier can go bottom right. If you're gonna go here, make sure you clear this sticky because it's like the only sticky the demo can see from that side. Also this part too, probably. My flank goes in, make sure nobody's up here, and clear stickies for me, and I can just get in lobby. Um, if my pocket wants to do it, he can. He just has to hug the right wall-ish and clear sticky here, and then clear stickies here. And that's all you have to do. But yeah. Obviously, I think a key thing to know if there's stickies up if the demo's actually watching it. So if you see the demo is is like this, like at the door, he has a sticky, and you can see him doing that. Like you just see him. A lot of demos also position themselves here, and they can just watch the shutter. That's something that you have to watch out for when you try to get in lobby. So just be careful of that. Every demo does that. He just always watches your stickies. If he's not watching it, then you can probably take a risk and try clearing it yourself. Um, Now you're in lobby. Let's say it's time for sack. So, sacks on this map is like a little bit difficult because if better teams start doing this meta where like they just have like a sentry up here or a sentry up here, and it's like so easy to deal with like soldiers. So, the reason why is because a scout. The reason why is because if you have like a sentry over here ish, it can watch like the dungeon and the right side and help your roamer is gonna be like alone, and it's like much better than just having like a scout. It's like um, it just makes like it just makes it much easier and like it's much useful than just having like a scout on last. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be really difficult. What you guys can do also like the normal bomb is just to go like super duper fast into top right. So Um, let me show you. They even do is like do this regular jump I always do, and like the medic will be like around this area, but at the same time, if I'm like slow doing that, I can get like easily body blocked. So you can try doing something like that if you can like surf it well. Let me try it. Something like that, and like shoot a pre-fire rocket or a sync rocket if you can. A lot of soldiers do the dungeon bomb where they just go like ish. You can do like a fire bomb if you can.
There's actually a jump you can do that prevents people from even reacting to you when you go through dungeon. I think like you start far back and you surf up that stair, and you like fly way up higher than usual. I think you start at like back in the yeah from there you do the jump and then you surf up. It's really hard. I tried it multiple times, but I seen a couple soldiers do it. In my I was watching my friend's scrim and they pulled it off like consistently, and it just jumps you so high that the enemy doesn't even, and it's like if a soldier or scout's watching it, they can't even react to it because you fly right by them. Like I hit the soldier for like 40 health, and his momentum didn't stop at all. So if you can pull it off, that sack's really good.
Yeah.
But of course, if there's a sentry there, that's just no.
Yeah, like a sentry. That's the thing. If a lot of times it's like if sentries are positioned right here. Oh no, if I cap it. If a sentry's positioned right here, it easily gets those two doors. Like a scout can't like react to it, right? Like you said that.
I've been
So if a
watching.
sentry,
Oh, oh,
huh?
go on.
Yeah, like a sentry can easily handle that player, and like even if he lands, it's still gonna like get that player over here. Ish. Like if a medic baits it if the medic baits into the sentry, you can like easily get protected, stuff like that. Um, but I think like a lot of teams do the double stack when they just stack like a scout and a soldier. Like a soldier will go dungeon, and then a scout will literally just run through like over here and just like jump over the stickies or jump over the soldier. Um,
Um, the thing about sentry is if they're in that default position you talked about, like on point and the left side where it watches the left side entrance, uh, would it be? I've seen a couple of invite teams do this. They rotate. Well, they first of all they watch every like entrance. Of course, they leave like the flank to watch right side, the demo to watch that doorway right there, and then they rotate like if it was on point per se, the medic would stand on like the lower stairs and just buff the soldiers while they spam the sentry on point, or if it's like right next to you over there. Like, how
are
do
you
you
saying
take
team
care of
attack?
sentries on last? Yeah, if you want to get Saxon.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
Like rotating both soldiers over so you can easily spam it while every
Oh,
entrance is being watched, stuff
a
like
lot
that.
of, a lot of. Is it right here or no?
Well, that's one position. If that doesn't work out because there's too much spam, they also opt to go dungeon and spam it as well.
Wait, but what position are you talking about? Like what century positioning? That one
Well,
right there?
yeah, that one. Well, like in general, how would you approach like clearing
Um.
sentries as the
Okay.
team?
So obviously you're gonna have a soldier demo or soldier. A lot of teams do soldier because it's like they're both 300 and they can easily shoot much faster. And at the same time, what they can do, let's say the sentry's like over here and the NG is like right here trying to repair it. It's like so easy for them to quickly like get a peek. The demo can also come over here and support and make sure like no one gets close to the soldiers. What I do is just like come out here with the team and I like get behind my soldiers and I just put sticks like around them, here, 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 and here in case the soldier tries to jump them. At this point, both my soldiers are at 300. They just peek for free, and one of them has to spam the sentry. One of them has to spam the sentry and the NG to make sure like he either gets bounced up or make sure he has like backup because he's gonna die. After that, okay, cool. We're still buffed. You got the sentry, cause yeah, you get the sentry now. At this point, you can plan any sack real quick, cause the guy's obviously gonna come up with a sentry again. You can just quickly. What I like to do since we're already here on the left side, I buff you buff your scout, um, and then you have your roamer go back to the right, buffed, um, goes top right, and just like don't peek at all. At this point, we already have everybody here. I'm already here. My scouts here. My pockets here. What I like to do, I tell them to bait point real quick, bait point, and I will sticky this part off in case they try to commit on my scout. I'll just dead, and he's also getting tanked from my medic. Like your medic should be like right here, and your soldier should be like around this area too, in case they like around here. This is actually pretty good. And I would just be like a little bit far back, and just like make sure I can down anybody who can get on point. At this point, my roamer can go top right and sack into the medic because they're gonna be distracted by us. That's a really good sack play. That works like a lot. Um, the only thing that could fail is again if my soldier is like my roamer doesn't succeed in the push. At this point, we can also turn into a double sack. My my other scout can feed it if he wants to. And at this point, it's not a bad positioning because the round's gonna be over. Well, I'll show you. I'll show you after the round's over.
How would you deal with snipers? So, like, let's say it's even Ubers, they just opt to go sniper, and they usually like peek from the right side, near the like toxic barrels.
When you're attacking,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mostly just don't peek at all. That's the thing. If you don't peek at all and he tries to go deep for a headshot, he just gets caught out. All you have to do, I'll just show you. I'll show you from a scout POV and then like a soldier POV real quick. I'm just gonna do it right here. Close. Well, let's say the sniper, yeah, like sniper's like right here,
Yeah.
right here. What I do when I play flank, I just peek like a little bit to make sure he doesn't go deep. If he crosses like almost like right here, he can easily get it cut out. But what a lot of people want to do if they're like don't want to just like wait for that one pick, they just what they can do, they can like have like a buff scout, like the medic doesn't peek, the scout goes over here, tries like try to do something, and then my roamer who also has a buff can jump up here and catch that sniper. He catches the sniper and he can just try to jump back into dungeon or top left. If he's top left, he's defended by the scout. So that's one way to deal with it. If not, you can just ignore the sniper and make sure the scout watches left side, and then you just take sacks into dungeon or into top right and work something out.
I also saw this play where if the sniper or like if any class pushes up to in like lobby, well not into lobby, like crosses that line, on the left, like that line right there. If they cross through that, a soldier can just bomb around from dungeon, wrap around and easily destroy them.
If he's right here, you can rush him. No one has to bomb from dungeon, because if both of your he obviously isn't like fully scope like.
Well, I meant like any class, not even sniper, like a soldier and stuff. Like they can get away easily if you're. Oh, I see. Okay.
I mean, I think it's different. Like if it's like a scout or a soldier, like a scout can easily back off much faster than a sniper. But if like a sniper here, he easily can get caught out. If he crosses this line.
Okay.
If it's this line, all you have to do is just come around the corner and just two-shot him.
Oh, this might be kind of minor, but for double sacks, what is a scout's job in the double sack? Let's say a roamer and a scout goes in. What's the scout's purpose?
He just tries to go for the medic. That's the only purpose in the sack. It just, a lot of times you're gonna see like medic is gonna go to spawn. At that point, you change different a different
Target.
focus, and you can focus the demo, who is like the second top priority. If it's
Okay.
like a soldier, it doesn't really matter that much. You basically just sack a soldier and a scout for a soldier. But if you get a soldier, if you stack a soldier and a scout for a demo, that's pretty good too. Because that means even if they try to push out, they can't really push out because they don't have a demo. It's like really hard without a demo.
Okay.
Because you need a demo to lock out. When you come out to second, when you push out second with a demo, his job is to do damage to whoever's out here, and also when he is already out here, he needs to secure like all these chokes ish. He needs to secure this and choke at least. Valley is like a flank thing, but he can also secure that too. So if you don't have a demo, it's like, oh, we have our two spotters now, and there's no stickies. We can just jump in anywhere and just recommit. It's kind of like that. Just like for a demo, the demo's purpose when he comes out to second, and for him to live also, it's like he needs to secure a choke. It's the same for last. It's like if he dies on last, and someone wants to pressure from anywhere, they could, because there's not gonna be any stickies. They can take room anywhere because the team's gonna be like really far back and most likely not that close. Same for left side, same for dungeon. But yeah, if a demo's down, you can also just pressure top right and see if you can get a pick. If you're gonna come out top right, what you can do is just wait till like you can secure this whole spot because it's like immediately high ground, and like you just spam people out. All you gotta do is just like watch for a soldier to bomb you guys. The demo should stick you out right, and this way try to plan something. Try to like either call your demo to bait point and you play it a bit, and seeing if your pocket can sack and get a force off. But if not, it's like that's okay. You just back off, and now you got your two spawners, and now you can hold second now, because that's like that whole time that happened is like 10 seconds. That should be like more than enough for your players to spawn up. Um, so it's kind of like turned to like a two-man sack into getting a demo pick and then trying to work something off from that. It's like I think project done that a lot, which is get the demo, the medic just like goes to spawn. You just that's something also you have to like peek for, especially when you on second last. You want to see where people are positioned at. If you want to see medic right side, cool. But sometimes medic likes to switch it up and play behind the point, play left side with a combo, or play center on point. So that's something you have to know about. But then if you see like the medic literally standing like right here, you can easily just go back to spawn. But yeah. But yeah, Sunshine last is like a little tricky. I think it contains a lot of team coordination and just like obviously there's gonna be failures, there's gonna be mistakes happening and mid-coordination, and just like that's something you have to like work on in your game and make sure everyone's playing the role properly. But just like trying out different shit, I think your last option. A lot of teams say like don't try sniper in scrims, but I feel like sniper is like that game breaking like what they call like the sniper literally breaks a tie like 100%. It like if you want to get something going, you just have a sniper and you just like peek him, make sure he's protected. If he has that free range, he can headshot anybody who's literally in his sight and get that free pick. A lot of teams work the sniper left side too because he has like a lot of room to work with. Teams are gonna be positioned here, here. There's probably gonna be somebody behind here, and probably somebody on point. But yeah.
I have a question regarding Ubers. So a lot of the times our team will use either double scout or like demo scout into like top right, left, dungeon, regardless of where it may be. How do you decide? Because Uber is very precious. You can't flash multiple people. Like I've seen teams lead with scout first, and I've seen teams lead with demo first. But like, how do you decide that stuff? And once you're, I guess let's start with that. Like, how do you decide who's gonna get the first flash, and what's
Okay, cool.
their purpose? What's their goal after getting that first flash?
All right, cool. So you already cap second, and now you decide you have like full overhead.
Yeah.
Hold on,
And
let me
then-
cap mid real quick before you go. So you cap second, and at this point you're gonna push to last. Um, Again, I said it on every map, but you always, if you guys have Ada, make sure you peak first before you go to last. I think that's a major thing to focus, because it's like I decide based on where people are positioning and seeing if there's any off classes is gonna decide on how I'm going to push into last. So yeah, push stickies first before anybody gets in. Make sure everyone's buffed. That's 100% a thing, like a thing to make sure, because a flank, if a flank wants to fight left side and try to get in or dungeon, they have to get buffed because they're like 200. They're gonna just easily just get buffed. Everybody gets buffed. Let's say sentry, right? Sentry right side
Mm-hmm.
or heavy right side, same thing. If it's a sentry, I just walk it first. If it's essentially kind of close like that, I make sure to spam it. I make sure to see if I can spam it first before we go in. I like to, if I call sentry right side, I also call my pocket to come over here and spam it with me. It's gone. So now when you come out here, you can also just like see sticky. There's no stickies here. I say you just walk it. Um, a lot of teams are gonna just have like a lot of teams assume that you're gonna use through a lot, but they will just put sticks on point and just leave them there. Um, so I say just walk it if you can. Make sure a scout goes first. If there's stickies, make sure you walk it. At this point, you can your scout can drop down here and say he's gonna be point. Your demo, make sure he has stickies like right here or in front of like the scout. Make sure they like in case they try to run to point. And they're like if they're like already out to the right side of spawn and like out here, I say you guys use because it's like so easy to because you guys milked the hell out of that Uber and nobody took spam. So you can just walk out to the right and bait point, put sticks in front of your scout, make sure nobody jumps point, and if somebody does jump point, I say just use. Because I think like I wouldn't want my scout to be unhealthy post Uber.
Um,
Also, oh, what's up?
I was in that same scenario. If it's an even Uber and like we get like a soldier pick in the flank and we just decide to use it because we have to, like there's no time or whatever, um, and they use too. It's an even exchange Uber. Like usually on last that might have heavy too, so they'll just tank the heavy on point and stuff. At that point, what do you? What's my job as like the focus caller? It's like what do I want to focus as a team with the rest of the Uber?
Okay, so if it's an even Uber and you guys both pop, it's like your scout should run around and try to see if somebody's like on flash and then make them flash so they have so the Uber can run out quicker. Or play positioning, come back to the top right. Your demo should never drop out. Should never drop down here unless you guys pop. Then yeah, right. But if it's like an if you're not gonna call to use Uber, your demo and your pocket can like play up here too, right? But your demo should never drop down to here. You should have stickies right here, and you should have stickies right shutter in case people just try to come out to the right and just like watch his like you can just watch everything from here. Yeah, so they use right because they wanted to pop to save the point. Cool. It's an even Uber exchange, but at the same time, your scout is the only one in the Uber. Unless people around the point are can get flashed, then yeah, right. But those people have to like try to like stay out of it or gain a better positioning from that Uber. So they can like jump back here or jump back here, like on barrels or over here, and like just try to like if they play over here, they can just like do damage and like bait them to like look at them, and the other people can like get in or whatever. But the job as a pocket scout is literally just like makes them flash a lot. At the same time, towards you need to track that when the Uber's gonna end and like get in a better position for you and your medic so you won't get fucked. And then after that, you just like at that point it's just like seeing who has weaker health and seeing who can kill people the most. Um, Obviously, you're not gonna get every pick in the trade. You're not gonna get people to die because you're shooting them. They're gonna get flashed, and they're either gonna go to spawn and just resub. That's also another thing to keep track of. That means somebody's going to spawn, and like if it's a demo going to spawn, then play point post Uber because you won't be out here in time, and you just play point. Make sure your soldiers are shooting anybody who gets on point too, because it helps a lot. And your soldier, since their main focus is like stopping you from point, a soldier can like left side or dungeon or anyone like out here can like bomb and just like make sure no one can get on point because they're like literally on them and stuff like that. So it's kind of like chaos-ish. Um, but yeah, demos on last should be focusing on surviving and focusing on not taking too much damage and not getting engaging in a fight. Um, at the same time, putting up stickies and stuff like that.
So would it
Helping the
be
yeah,
so would
no,
it be
no, no.
right for like let's say in that even exchange Uber, if you guys notice that like as soon as we use in we thought we had ad, but they had Uber too, and so would it be smart for the medic to like stay on the platform where the demo is and the scout just runs around, like keeping the Uber on the scout unless someone else on your team gets hurt, so that the Uber's extended, so that the scout can like run around, try to get as many enemy flashes as possible, or is that like should you be
Wait,
using it to?
I wanna ask, is this like a situation where your meta knows that it's even or no,
Uh,
or anyone knows it's even?
I guess. Well, maybe we do know we know it's an even Uber, or if like it's an ad, but we thought it was ad, but it wasn't. Like either one, I think it situation would be very similar. No.
Um, there's a lot of there's a lot of times when people pop in and then they get Uber. Those are like those reasons are because everyone they you took too long to buff everybody and to get everybody in lobby, and then seeing who peeking outside.
I
And
guess
if the other team's not building well, then yeah, they're not gonna have Uber for last.
the
Like
most
if you don't, huh?
the most common one I think we've run into is like we just our sacks fail and over again. So like the moment we get like a very small pick, like a flank scout or something, or something very small, we get one pick we need to use because like we've been standing at the stalemate for like 5 minutes. We need rounds, stuff like that. So we just decide to exchange. Like that's one of the most common situations we run into. So not
Um,
necessarily like a demo pick or like like two players down, but we know it's even. They have a good chance of winning the Uber exchange too if they play it well. So I'm asking, what should be your plan on Uber on last when you run into them? Because you have more players to flash, they have less players, so they can like have longer Ubers. I guess that's why I was asking like, what should the medic be like? Who should the medic be using Uber on, focusing on? Man's went mute.
sorry, I was sleeping. So okay, what you're trying to say is like you get sacked so many times and so much time has passed.
Right.
If I say just take your time with the sacks, you don't have to. Even if you get like a one scout pick, you just turn that to another sack. Cause like it's like you just trade somebody for somebody else. And in that time where you're trying to work in that sack, that player is gonna spawn by the time you're like you guys get out of the lobby or some shit's happening. But it's like I wouldn't tell you to just force something to happen. I'll just just keep trying to work some shit out. Like don't force an Uber because you have to because the time's running out. All you gotta do is just try different stuff and and seeing what as as a main caller, your job is to like tell everyone what needs to happen, what they need to do, and the explanation. Yeah, you don't have to give an explanation. Just tell them what they have to do. You just tell them like, okay, we're gonna go left side. I'm gonna watch for a soldier to bomb. Our soldier should be on this thing or on this crate. Our demo should stick you up point, and our flank scout should bait point. Our roamer should be top right, and he should try to go for a force when we have like cap time. That's like a way to like put it out. Just like And if you can't work, just go sniper or go spy. Honestly, it's just like it just comes down to that. Just like
By the way, you could type NP underscore tournament one to stop the timer.
yeah.
NP underscore tournament one. Yeah, it usually should work if SV cheats are on. Okay, well, it usually works. It stops the timer, but
I
yeah,
think it's like, isn't it this ready?
Like when you're on like the intro screen when you first load in a map, that's when you type
yeah,
in
that's when you
NP
use it.
tournament one.
Like right now.
Uh, yeah, no, before setup, like when you load into the map, you type that in and it just
Oh,
stops
I know what
timer
you mean. I know
completely.
what you
Yeah.
mean. Let me just do that right now. Okay.
Is there anything like important that we need to know for defending last for
Yeah.
like if we have
Yeah.
Uber or stuff like
Yeah.
that?
I haven't gone over that yet. But
As I
oh,
think
there you go.
attacking we know a lot more than before, so
Okay. So but yeah. Let me just explain another thing. I haven't finished like going into Uber, like taking Uber. So yeah, you can get the Century, but if you guys just a lot of teams they don't go for that a lot of times. They just say use through, and then the reason to using through on last, this is like something I learned like seasons ago, but like the reason to use last is to preserve health and make sure no one's weak in the close Uber. I remember I played like a season of platinum medic and sixes, and the reason why our Ubers never turn out good is because I always milked upright, and that way I would always just pop every time my players are weak, and that was really bad because post Ubers are not gonna be they're not gonna be buffed. They're gonna get killed, but why does it matter when they're just gonna die, and I'm gonna die too? So it's like it's not gonna work out. So yeah, that's the reason to using early. So yeah, if it's a heavy, I just have my demo bomb first, but make sure he doesn't land on the heavy. Make sure he lands like right here. That way he has a really good positioning in case he has to like, if he's being shot post Uber, he can just like back up. But he should be dealt with easily. Your scout also cleans up the heavy too. At this point, you have a little bit Uber left. A lot of times you have a little bit Uber left. I will drop down a little bit and sticky up the left spawn, like right on this platform. I don't like to sticky on here because it's kind of hard for me to. A lot of times these stairs fuck me over, but I put sticks up right here, and that way they have to like walk through. I also have stickies right here too. By this point, I just tried to. I can position myself right here. That way, I'm not too close to here or to people here. I should have people on top of me. I should have somebody left side. So I'm really good in positioning. The only problem is if I didn't have stickies here, a soldier can just bomb out and just land on me if he wants to. But at the same time, I'm gonna have people defending me. So if I can serve to a safe spot or like safe serve to another teammate, I should be good. Um, but yeah, at this point, I just stick you up point, and you try to play as much as possible. They're gonna have Uber, so that's the thing. You you try to like have something happen or try to get picks. At the same time, if the purpose of playing this point is making is obviously getting the cap and winning. At the same time, it's like bringing people into you. This is why you have. This is why you're always gonna have to stick this up and stick this point, and just like if they walk onto it, they're gonna take a lot of damage or they're gonna die. Um, and that's basically you just want to have something happen. That's why you always try to do this. You just try to play point because they're gonna have Uber because you guys are already used. At this point, it should be like 90, like 90, like 95 or just 90 if they're not building. But yeah, you try to play point, and as a scout, you need to watch out for people who's gonna bomb or people who are gonna contest you. Um, at the same time, you should be tanked by your medic, so you're gonna have like 185 at the whole time, unless you get like hit by like a 100 damage rocket. But you still should be tanked. But at the same time, your medic could be like Aaron, like a soldier beyond point, and yeah. Um, your soldiers should be like getting in if they can and try to take room as much as possible. My roamer have trouble going into the top left when he pushes. I think that's because he's not I believe pushing top left is hard because it's like a really small choke. you can't really jump out to. You can't really make a jump like that. Hold on.
Yeah, pushes like last pushes, I have trouble going through there sometimes. Yeah,
Yeah,
like I just
it's
get stuffed.
yeah, cause it's like if you just have like a oh shit, if you just have like a soldier right here, he's on height, and this and it's really hard for you to kind of shoot him if you're like if you have to move and you have to like dodge the rockets and stuff like that. It's like really hard to shoot him. So all you can do is just stand right here and shoot him, and it's like really hard for you to come around the corner and just like not use spam. And if you do kind of that jump or something like that, it's like you just get fucked. So I believe roamers should be like going dungeon, and as soon I think the flank scout. I think Yum Yum sometimes goes left side, but at the same time he likes playing point a lot. Um, I think at the same time Yum Yum should be like going top left and trying to almost engage in that fight. At the same time, Toss should be going dungeon, making this jump and like blast them off from this high ground. I think that's how it should work. Um, you shouldn't worry about stickies. I don't see a lot of demo sticky this part of yet a lot, but I think if you just do that and work with your flank skill and just like jump up to the height and getting yourself in a better position, you kind of like just stay here and you kind of show on anybody who's a good priority. So if it's like a scout, like right there is like a really could do like 100 damage on him. You can also just like jump up here. You can also do like a bait thing and just like play back here and just like make pre-firing rockets. Um, a lot of people are gonna try to engage with you because they feel like you're too close and you're gonna be a threat, and that's fine because you're bringing eyes off point, and that should be like easier for your team to work with that. So if like two people are trying to fight you, they're just wasting time and they won't help your team defend or their team defend point. So yeah, you're at the same time your other flank scout should be like going around here and seeing who you can like shoot, and also helping point if he needs to, if the pocket scout goes down, stuff like that. Um, your pocket, I like my pocket playing here because like another spam spot, and then if he wants to, he can do like super duper high bomb, just like land on them. So that's pretty good. It's like all positioning. It's like where people should be at. It's like getting yourself in a better positioning and working off in that positioning, or getting yourself in a better position to like do a lot of stuff. This is a really good example. Um, well, notice how like we're all like demos here. It's like working something like working the objective. A lot of times, if people if a soldier does that and he gets that player off and he immediately just like tries to kill somebody from like that, it's like they're kind of selfish because they try to go for a kill. If if he just stays up here, you can just do a lot of damage and he's on height. And if he needs to, you can back up and get back and then try to get back in there because they're not gonna be here anymore and like be a little bit far back and helping point. So yeah, it's just like working your way into last and just helping each other out is like really good. And obviously comms are like really important. Um, but yeah, okay, so now we're gonna talk about defending. So let's say right here, right? Let's start with second. Let's say you guys lost mid. You still have your medic, your demo, your soldier, your scout. Let's say you guys lost two, right? Your scout and your soldier. Your demo should sticky this part off, sticky this, and sticky. I would say sticky here or here because if you see that they're like shooting your stickies, that means they're gonna try to go in that choke. They're trying to work their way into that part. So if you hear like shooting and you see your stickies are being shot at, you should like immediately assume that people are gonna like go through there. My soldier, my scout should be like I think my soldier, my pocket soldier, let's say my my roamer dies, my pocket soldier should be watching like right here, and he should just watch it and just make sure like the combo isn't walking here. If the combo is walking here, he can like just stay up here and I can rotate over here. My medic could should also be like a little bit on the height, like right there and healing us too. And my flank on my scout shouldn't be worried about these players yet. He should be worrying about a soldier bombing or flanking from cafe. A lot of times soldiers just gonna bomb through choke and like land on your medic. It's like the reason why people push into Valley is literally a distraction play. It's just so people can get in from another part because you guys are not watching it. If you guys see like the majority of like four players in a group walking together into a valley, you immediately get your attention into them, right? And then you don't focus on the other two chokes. So yeah, your scout can play up here with your medic. Your medic can heal, poly heal your pocket. Your demo should like just do damage. They're gonna be positioned like right here. Again, these slopes is what makes people lose. So if they're in this kind of slope or over here, it's like they're gonna take a lot of spam. And it's like very distant from you as a demo. It's like you should do like a lot from here. But all you're doing is just making sure they don't walk forward into you. So yeah, your spawn has come up now, cool. So now you're getting that normal position. You're gonna back up your demo, your medic, pocket, scout, position here. I like to just put sticks here. I like to put sticks here. If I can, put sticks right here, but sometimes it doesn't work. My flank obviously watches this. But now you have all your players, right? Now that means if the combo does want to go Valley or Cafe, obviously you have your whole combo kind of facing them. And again, it's like an attention, like it's like getting your attention. So if they go Valley, your combo should be Valley, and your flank should be watching these two chokes, so Cafe and choke. Um, your medic also should not be in a really bad positioning. I hate being positioned here as a medic. It's also a little far back, but at the same time, it's like you can't really surf to anywhere good, especially if you're like right here. You hit your head and it's dead. That's why you're just positioning yourself up here, because like if if you just bait the soldier to shoot his rocket here, you can just go here, just keep backing up. Or I don't know, if your combo like over here, I wouldn't go into your combo because the guy can just shoot a rocket like that. If you back up, it's like you're running away and you're also getting more distance. Yeah, and yeah, more room to work with. But yeah, a normal sack is literally just gonna be like that, like the roamer, just like sack through choke. Do the high bomb and like land on your medic right here. What I like to do, I like to have my medic on point. Like if you guys know a sack is coming, I just have my medic on point like right here, and I put sticks around her, and I will also have like stickies right here if I can that. But at the same time, if I have to debt, I still have my scout to body block my for the soldier. So you can just like stand in these doorways and like just take the damage if he has to, but at the same time he's gonna like go down really quickly, so I don't have to worry about that too much. At this point is a counter stack, so what I like to do what they do and go Valley and try to catch their attention. At the same time, if I'm a demo, I can just throw long range stickies into the people who are gonna be positioned like right here, because obviously they're gonna expect the counter stack. And if they do hold close, it's even better because your soldier can just bomb and just like doesn't have to go super duper far. At the same time, that's another thing that you have to like look out for. Is like if they're like really close, then cool, you have to call that and then tell your soldier just bomb. They're like on point-ish. Okay, cool. You just bomb point and you get like a fourth if you can. But if I'm like Valley, I also just throw just long range stickies into the medic or to the demo or like anybody, honestly. But my main priority is like spamming medic to help with the force. Your scout when you're here is just to protect the medic and make sure no one bombs your medic too or runs at your medic. Um, but yeah, the stack's over. You guys don't get the force, it's fine. You just back up and it's gonna be the same thing and repeating over and over. Um, there's another thing I got confused on. Like I had to ask somebody for this, but it's like pushing out of second into mid. I found that a little tricky, but it's like just knowing who died and knowing who is like up. So let's say the demo's up, but there's no soldiers. What I like to do is just go choke, have my scout, have my scout walk like the left side of the choke and clear this. Sometimes you can expect stickies here, but at the same time, it's kind of like really close to the enemy team, so they won't really put sticks here. So, but if he like does put sticks there, he's gonna be like really close, so you should expect that. But have my scout walk left side, clear stickies. Also, make sure if there is a soldier up, like one soldier up, he needs to watch for that soldier, but at the same time tell his team to walk forward, and you can just hog the left side, or you can all just immediately just go over here to the right and getting yourself on a good positioning. Your flank should clear valley, clear cafe, especially cafe with that hiding spot right here. Really common for backups. It's like you need to clear. Somebody has to clear everything. I would say like pocket clears that, and then my flank clears that. It's like it's you just have to clear. It's kind of like metal, where you just have to clear like alley. It's like if you don't clear it, you're gonna get back up. Same time, everyone's getting in. Okay, cool. My pocket clear cafe. My pocket should immediately get on here or get on here or any type of high ground. Me as a demo, I try to walk a little bit forward, and if they're like in choke, I just spam a lot of stickies and choke. Or they're like just in valley, I just spam them out, make sure they can't recommit. And then after they get out, it's gonna probably be like what, like even Ubers. So I just lock everything up. I just put sticks here, and then also have like sticks here in case they try to do something. Um, but yeah, let me talk about defending mid, and then I'll talk about defending last, and I think that should be it. So when you defend mid, it's like the purpose is like the only purpose if you're on mid is if it's even Ubers and like you guys are trying to work a stack. A lot of times it's gonna be like medic position right here. I can be a little bit up close. A scout watches valley passively, or a roamer can watch valley, and my pocket should be like probably peeking like cafe, make sure no one goes in. But a lot of times I just have both my scouts with my medic, and then Southern Valley and then Southern Cafe, and I just watch choke. Um, at this point you can work a stack. So a lot of teams do that little high bomb to the medic, who's gonna be positioned like over here. Um, we always see that kind of stack. A lot of times I just have like the distraction play where I go cafe, and it's like if we go cafe, that means we kind of want to get their attention or seeing if we can get some room. If if the demo is putting six here and putting six like right here, like the common spots, it's like okay, we clear those first, right? And then we peek a bit, and then now they like kind of back up, or they kind of want to go into us. At this point, you should make sure you have your distance. If they're backing up, you get a little bit closer. If they're getting into you, you just keep your distance. That's the way it should work. It's just like never going into them. You don't want to take a trade. That's not like the purpose. You just want to see if you can just catch their attention and having like a soldier get in and try to go get a fourth in. Obviously, like soldier's gonna go valley, do the high bomb, or go choke and do the high bomb into them. And your only purpose is just getting attention and doing damage. Um, then again, if they're like really far, like over here, you can take a little bit space, but just be cautious. Like make sure like your demo sticky this up. and make sure like people are like taking room on point, on high ground, on everywhere, like anywhere where they get an advantage. So like obviously right here, this gives you an advantage because you're on high ground. Here, here, even here, if they're like positioned right there or like right here, it's like really good. So, but at the same time, not a lot of teams are gonna give up space. So at this point, your scout should just be watching for the team if they're gonna get close, and be watching for any soldiers who are gonna like try to go for a sneak force from like choke or something. Um, and then your valley people should just be watching valley, but not taking a fight. They shouldn't be dying for any reason. But they see like somebody cut out, okay, cool, right? Because that's a free pick. But they shouldn't be trying to take a fight or engage at all. But yeah, demos, long range stickies, hitting the medic if you can, or just spam the group if they're like grouped up. Um, Soldier stacks, medic should be getting ready to go out in case the force does go off and then everybody else leaves. Then cool. Um, but yeah, that's probably the only purpose. I like going cafes, like you're like right here, you're just like looking at them, and you're not like in an awkward positioning. I hate going choke because like a soldier can easily high bomb if my medic is invading. I can get cut out, and they have a way better positioning if they just like go like that and just spam me. I don't like going choke a lot. Um, Like, you can try going choke, or you can also choke valley. Go valley. Valley is like again like the attention, uh, kind of part. But at the same time, if you're gonna go valley, you gotta be careful because there's like a lot of teams that just surprise bomb into valley, so they're like choke. You can just bomb into your medic like that. So that's just something you should be cautious about. It's like cafe like so much easier. It's just like straightforward. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much for defending last. Oh, if it's, I mean, not defending mid, defending mid. If it's like, okay, cool, you guys stacked, right? They're gonna, they're gonna do a counter attack. So at this point, your demo should stick you up chokes. He shouldn't be looking to debt on the soldier unless he like literally is on your stickies. Like let's say your stickies are right here, and if he's like literally right here, then that, right? 'Cause he's gonna stack and you can just do early damage. But your main purpose when you do a sticky trap is to put it up so no one, so the combo can't walk in anywhere. So you can put sticks there, you can put sticks here, on the stairs, on that wall, and right here. And then medic should be like behind, like medic should be like more distant, like super far back from the soldier. This way, like you have to go super duper far. Your scouts can react to it much easier, and your scouts also gonna be on height, so you can easily deny the player, and your other soldier can do that too. So it's like you guys should have no problem defending your medic on mid. Um. Okay, so last thing, defending last. Also, is there any questions or no? I'm not sure if I forgot anything. Okay. Um. So again, it's like I think every team has their own style. I feel like every team has their own style defending last. At the same time, it's almost like the same concept. Soldier combos always gonna hold top left. Um, Flank right side. A lot of times they're gonna have like a sentry right here, or right here. I seen this in last season invite where if they have a sentry right here, the whole team kind of plays around that. So if they want to, they can give up like this high groundish, but at the same time, a demo has to pressure like right here because the demo can easily do it from low ground, just like spam stickies. And if anybody was to like peek more than right here, he'll get shot by the sentry. Um, it's kind of like hard to work this. It's like also like if demo can spam here, but at the same time, if a soldier is like right here, you can just spam the demo out. Your flank. Watching this, it's like almost like really hard and to get into last. If you're not doing that, then the normal positioning, soldiers, scout, demo, medic, top left, scout, soldier, top right. It's like the norm. Um, Soldiers should be like right here, spamming both areas. I like to pre-fire a rocket a lot of times because I'll just know if I hit somebody. And if I hit somebody, I feel I'm going to assume that they're going to peek, and I can just keep spamming them if I have to. The scout should be like watching dungeon-ish at the same time. Like be careful, like someone can commit on you. The reason to watch dungeon is because if a soldier wants to bomb, he can easily get denied by the scout. So that's one thing. Um, and it like if the scout knows someone's in the dungeon, then the soldier can spam it. At the same time, just like stay up here. Like you're like almost never going to die. Um, but yeah, a lot of times they're gonna like try to bring heals into you, and just like, okay, cool. I'm gonna like back up a bit, and then I'm gonna let my demo rotate to right side, and I can watch the left side as a runner. Because obviously their heals are gonna be here, and as soon as their combo leaves right side, you should automatically assume they're going to rotate to the top left, because they know you guys are here. They're gonna get a free entrance, and they're gonna know like one or two people are gonna be top right. So you should be just be cautious of that. That's why I like having a sentry. It's like you don't have to worry about that one. Just have a sentry and you can like watch anything. Or you just watch a sentry, watch these two doors. I don't have to worry about it. I just go top left and I just worry about the people top left. And if they try to pressure the sentry, I'll just go help. Let's say they have Uber right now, so you just have like a sentry. The sentry job is just to eat the Uber. It's like almost the same as the heavy. You can have a sniper up for anybody who's like not flashed on the right. I mean, you have a pick, and you I think there's like a big argument with my team is like we don't sometimes Yum Yum say that it sucks that we have to rotate through spawn. Yum Yum thinks we should rotate here. At the same time, I've seen a lot of situations where demos bomb, get the sentry, and then as soon as we're like walking over here, it's like he can reach us. I like going to spawn because like I have more room to work with, and I just walk to the right, and I can just spam point and make sure like my flank is being watched too, and I can just come out right. My pocket should like just be trying to survive back here. And he can just jump around and go back to spawn if you have to, resub, jump back out, stop point if you have to, and just like trying to live and just like um catch us. But yeah. But obviously when you rotate to spawn, that means it's because left side got taken, so now you want to play right and you want to keep everybody healthy. You come out right and make sure someone watches like the demo doesn't like walk over here. It's like a blind spot thing. It's like somebody decides to walk over here, it's like so free. So I just want to be cautious of that. But yeah. And that's about it. I kind of gone over. If there's anything I'm missing or anything you're confused, let me know.
No, you went over pretty much everything that I had questions about. Because I was primarily worried about Ubers and just map-specific Ubers. Since the rest of the stuff our team's pretty solid at. Especially with Frosty's main calls. But that's it from me. I don't know if the rest of the team has questions. Before you guys go, I want to go over some Actually, first of all, Semi, do you know how to do the valley rollout? Like the fast valley rollout onto their choke?
No. I know what you're talking about though, but I could try doing that or like practicing it.
No, because there's this one thing that
You should
Froyo
definitely do
did
that.
quite often. No, if he can't do it, I'm not gonna force it. Like it was something that I
No,
saw
just
in a
practice
Froyo
like
scrim. They would have Jay. Well, at the time, Jay would roll out fast onto like at the base of bell tower. So basically on point, just spam choke. Demo would also get there fast and spam choke, while the roamer does the value rollout and bombs onto them. So everyone would have to roll out pretty fast, but if pulled off correctly, it can like guarantee almost a mid fight as long as they don't go valley, and not a lot of teams go valley. So,
yeah,
but
there's not a lot of teams that go Valley.
but if that's like, but that requires you guys to have good rollouts. So I don't. That's something you guys have to practice, and if we can't do it, then
Can
we
I
don't
go
need to.
Valley for like? It requires me to be
Well,
to do
it doesn't matter where you go, but as long as you get to mid fast enough to spam before their.
Gotcha.
The idea is before the enemy team enters like past the stairs at choke, you want to be able to get off spam.
I got you. So get
And
off like
so-
3 stickies.
Yeah, and essentially Semi is like feeding, but with the correct spam, he can easily get multiple picks. Or if not, like he can just make them so low that like if they walk into mid, the rest of the team can just kill them with buffs. That's the idea. Another thing is I've seen Banny or like one of the soldiers, like no matter who it is, when they see an opportunity, they would call focus fire. So like, okay, Banny would say, "Oh, can we get a spam onto like death box or something, or something like he'd call out." And regardless of who they were shooting at, the soldiers would turn around and just fire a couple rockets at that location, because whoever the main caller, like when they call it, there's a reason they call it, right? They want to call it because there's at least like 3 people grouped up there. And another logic that I heard from like higher div friends was that like if you're playing a soldier, like think about outputting more damage than you're intaking. So trading damage basically. So if you're on bell tower, you're taking spam, don't be scared. Like even if you die, of course you don't want to die, but you want to, even if you take spam from the enemy team, as long as you can output more damage than they're putting onto you or our team, you're doing your job correctly. Especially as a soldier. So, because I saw Semi do a lot of bombs, but not doing like proper spam and stuff. So I looked into that a little bit, and that just comes down to mindset and having more balls. Basically, it was the same for me for Scout. Like I was too scared of taking damage, but if you think about it, if you do more damage than they do to you, you're winning that fight. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Spam is very very important on mids because I feel like first it's a mid that scouts can excel at, and me and BZ can clean up very very well as soldier bombs being very strong, but we neglect spam a lot of the time. So yeah, I think I was just studying a lot of Froyo scrims and a lot of like high division demos to see what they were doing, and on mids the team that does spam better, coordinate bombs better, the team that has better DM for scouts cleanups, those are the teams that win. Spam especially. Like bombs aren't as important, like it's not as important as Snake Water, at least from what I saw, since the team could be, I don't know, like I haven't tried any of this in AM, so but I was just asking because I wanted to really try if we had more time, I would have asked to try the fast rollout, since I feel like Semi could actually make that jump, since even I could do it with some practice. So
I hit it pretty well, but I'm on like 1 ping right now.
even with like even if you don't, like I feel like a version of that would work as well. So like you would roll out onto, the part above their cafe. You could like land above there, or even land on our Tetris if we decide to go left, and just have all 3 of you guys spam. Like that's probably enough damage to make them waver, and it's not gonna cost us anything, right? So let's try that in the scrims. Like trying to get our soldiers and soldiers and demo onto mid fast without taking too much damage, and just spamming chokes to see what happens, because I feel like not a lot of teams would be able to deal with that properly. Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna end the recording here so that's and upload it so that Frosty can watch it.